Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Howie. Glad to have you here. I don't know about you, but I am sure missing the summer. I'm craving the summer. I'm so tired of the winter. It's March, it's middle of March, it's here in West Virginia, and it's still cold. I'm not liking it. So we're going to do some shish kebab today, and we're going to do indoor shish kebab, Hawaiian style, in the oven using the broiler. What could possibly go wrong? Well, they don't make ovens like that anymore. Anyways, so we got some, back to the show. We got some beef for stir fry or stew beef. And this is usually this is like a chuck roast type of meat. And it is usually kind of tough. So we're going to do a little trick that I've learned. And what we're going to do is put it in this bowl here. And I'm breaking it up a little bit. And I'm going to show you here in just a second. Let me get my hand cleaned up, dried off here before I touch the camera. There we go. So just breaking this up a little bit because it's actually still a little bit frozen. And once we get it broken up, we're going to sprinkle. I'll wash my hands off here. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of baking soda on here. And that breaks down the tissues in the meat and will cause it to become very tender without using like the MSG. And we're not going to add any more salt because we're going to be using teriyaki sauce, which is already very salty. So we're just mixing this up and we're going to let it sit. And then after it sits for about an hour, well, no, not an hour, half hour. We'll let it sit for a half hour. We're going to rinse it off. So we're going to push that to the side. I'll rinse my hands off again. Okay. We'll go over our ingredients here that we're going to use. So I have these cubanella down here now, up here. Come here. How's this? Cubanella and peppers. They're very nice. They're kind of sweet and not spicy. We didn't have any green peppers at the store today when I went to the store. So anyways, I got these because they're green and, well, they're peppers. So they're going to work good. We got some ground ginger we're going to use. I was going to use fresh ginger, but the store also did not have fresh ginger. I don't know what's going on out there right now, but we're out of everything. I'm going to use a little crushed black pepper. I'm going to use a little teriyaki sauce. We're going to chop nice big pieces of red onions. And we're going to chop, and we're not going to chop, we're going to just skewered these little pepper tomatoes, cherry pepper tomatoes, or cherry tomatoes, not peppers. And I'm all mixed up. And we're going to use some pineapples. And so that's all going to go onto the little skewers here that we got. We got a bunch of them. And we're going to put them into the broiler. We're going to have a broiler alert today. So anyways, I'll show you how we're going to broil them, and we're going to marinate them here in a little while after the meat gets a chance to tenderize. All right, be right back. Alrighty then, and it's been about a half an hour. So as promised, I'm going to go ahead and rinse the meat off, and then I wanted to tell you also I'm making some yellow rice from Zatarain's. And I like their product. It's very good, and it actually has turmeric in it, which I've been trying to add into my foods as much as possible. I'm going to rinse the meat now. Give me a second. I'm putting it into a colander, like so. Okie dokie. Bring this this over here. So you can see that. And dry my hand again. I'm going to get a Ziploc bag. And that's what we're going to marinate it. We're going to marinate it in a Ziploc. Makes things very simple. So we'll just go ahead, drop this all in here. Get rid of that. Rinse my hands off again. This is a messy one, I gotta say. This is a messy one. And so now we're gonna we can't lift this up just a little bit. So we're just gonna put in enough to coat the meat with the teriyaki sauce here. You want a good amount in there. And then we're gonna put in a good amount of ginger to give it a little extra kick. And then we'll Ziploc it. Just mash it around in there for a little while. And we're going to let it sit for another hour, 2, 3, 4. You can let it go overnight if you wanted to. And that would be even better. But because I want to get the video done and I want to eat today, we're going to go ahead and just let it do an hour. Alrighty. I'm going to chop some vegetables up. And I'll come back and then we'll go ahead and skewer them onto the shish kabobs. Alright, and now here we go. So what we're going to do, these are a little bit small pieces of meat, so I usually would have preferred them to be a little bigger. So I'm just going to take like 3 of them at a time. And then I'm going to use pepper. You start with the meat first. You start with the meat first because it holds it in place. The peppers and the vegetables tend to flop around a little bit. And we'll take some onion and then a pineapple. And a tomato. We're going to go through the tomato, not this way. We're going to go through sideways because that will help keep the tomato from just spinning around like a little top. We don't want that. So again, depending on the size of the meat, sometimes these are bigger, so maybe I'll just put 1 that time. And then pepper, and we just keep going until we get them all skewered. And you got to keep the order the same so that, you know, it looks nice. You don't want to have it out of order and have a meat where there should have been a pepper, or an onion where there should have been a meat. It'll be all ruined then. Not really. But anyways, it is nice if it's all kind of the same. And this is all you got to do, and you just keep going till you get to the end of the skewer. I'm just going to move it down just a little bit because I want 1 piece at the end. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do. What I thought here is to keep the oven clean is I'm going to be putting them on here, and then I'll be able to just rotisserie-ize them myself here as I reach in the oven and turn them. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. And I'm also going to put some liquid down at the bottom here. I'm going to put some more of the marinade from the bag here as I sprinkle it around, and that will also make the cleanup easy. All right, let me build some more and then I'll be right back. So we've made some nice shish kebab skewers, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little pepper around on them because I like a little pepper, and just turn them around. A little pepper on the other side. Come on. And that should be good. And our oven is up to 375. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it on broil. And to keep the broiler on, what you've got to do is leave the door kind of open. And this is going to go kind of fast. I'm going to have the rack up on probably like the second from the top level. And so we'll be turning it kind of, you know, pretty often, and it'll be pretty quick. And I'll show you how that goes. All right. Okay, so the broiler is now on. And the coils are showing that they're red. Like I said, we want to keep those coils red because that's how they cook. So we're just going to kind of leave this semi-open here, and we can keep an eye on it. We'll leave it on like that. And we're just going to wait until we start hearing some sizzling. So I'm going to just give it a couple of minutes before it gets started. Okay, so I closed the oven door so that we could get the heat inside the oven up a little hotter and help cook that meat and the shish kebabs a little faster. So once I hear that it starts to sizzle, then I'll be cracking the door open and turning it. Okay, and I hear just a little bit of sizzling going on, so I'm just going to carefully reach my hand in here, give these a turn. Well, you're not going to want to turn from me. Come on, there you go. Okay. Looking good. And we let them go some more. And I went ahead and plated our dish, and I put a little parsley around on it to make it look real nice and fresh, and it'll give it a nice little zip at the end. And so we're also now going to make a little surprise, and we're going to have ourselves what's called a blue Hawaiian. And so a little adult beverage. I like to enjoy this drink. And so how we make that is, I have this Ninja deal here, mixer. And so I'm going to fill up the cup with the ice, and then approximately an ounce and a half or so of rum. I like the Bacardi rum for this, the light rum. And then we're going to put in the cocoa nut mix, about that much, and then just a splash of blue curacao. That's about it. That's all it wants. And we'll put our lid on here. Oops, the other way. I'll get it in there. There we go. And mash it up. Get myself a glass. Pour that in there. And a straw. That's it, folks. So we got a little Hawaiian getaway going on here. My little luau. Woo, where am I? I can't find the place to be. Little luau going on. All right. All right, so I'm going to have to try a piece of this. And we'll get it with some onion. Maybe. Get some onion on here. And a pineapple. Tastes just like Hawaii. Wash it down with a little. Very good. You all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. Hope you try it. Have a good time. Bye-bye.